Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of 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 This Magical Girl is a Bitch. That's what it's called. Um last time we played it says so right here, so Wednesday. I don't know, man. What I just do?
Thanks. Give me a heads up when there's something you can't handle, okay?
I don't really have anything else to say. Other than let's get right into it.
Okay. Get it together, Tabby. Just gotta mine Eden's stupid hero complex to keep him happy until I reach Calem. Come on, act scared. Ooh, spooky.
She glanced at Eden only to find him reverently touching the vest of a propped up corpse.
What are you doing?
Eden jumped and removed his hand from the vest.
Oh, this is pretty nice fabric. Just, admiring the, weave.
Had his eyes down like he was feeling for his pockets.
Right. Left my notebook in my backpack.
It was probably her eyes still adjusting to the dark, but Eden looked like, well, less like the villain that he was and more like a dorky 8th grader with a niche interest. Very niche interest.
You're a weird guy, Eden.
Thanks!
Wasn't a compliment.
We should keep moving, shouldn't we?
Yes.
What? The corpse that Eden had been touching raised one gaunt arm to point towards the next doorway.
That way.
Tabby hastily suppressed her new instincts to fight all impending dangers with her fist. On second glance, the corpse was just a high schooler in a costume and makeup.
Wonder if Calem is disguised as one of the actors. How far is the center of the mansion anyway? Let's get going.
Eden disappeared behind the next set of curtains without her.
Did he just leave me behind?
As soon as she finished that thought, Eden popped his head back through the curtain, giving the impression that he had been decapitated.
Just double checking. You okay with doll stuff? I know we just got here, but we can leave if that's not cool.
Tabby froze, unsure how to respond.
If I say no, we'll leave and the plan will fail. But if I say yes, Eden might be suspicious and think I'm faking the whole being scared thing.
Express doll hatred or express doll love? Tabby shook her head, even though Eden probably couldn't see her that well in the dark.
No, yes, dolls are okay.
Eden appeared unconvinced. Tabby sensed an opportunity to strike.
Dolls are just normal objects, just everyday toys. They're just dolls. No biggie. I love dolls.
She glanced at Eden out of the corner of her eyes. He seemed conflicted. Tabby held her breath.
Well, if you say so.
Yes! Sucker.
Don't push yourself, though. Okay, Tabs? Say the word and we turn right back around and find the exit.
Please don't reverse the flow of traffic.
Say the word and we'll walk deeper into the haunted house.
Great. So safety first.
So, you heading in? We've got the next group waiting too, you know.
Let's do this.
Eden ducked back through the next set of curtains and Tabby followed suit. She blinked rapidly as her eyes adjusted to the flickering candlelight of the new hallway.
You still okay?
Tabby took in the piles of sleepy baby dolls with missing eyes. Ooh, creepy. The rag dolls with empty expressions and stitched on smiles. and the clockwork dolls that moved with jerky off-kilter movements in absolute silence. She felt something brush her shoulder, fishing wire dangling from the ceiling to scare unsuspecting victims. Tabby glanced upwards. Beheaded doll bodies rotated slowly in place, clattering against bouquets of chubby plastic limbs like a deranged mobile. Lucky Tabby had grown up in a house of a taxidermist, constantly under the scrutinizing gaze of glass eyes in every size and color. The doll diorama wasn't a big deal. Oh, I'm sorry, was that color spotted for you? What type of European BS is that, bro? What the what? Huh? Huh? How you gonna spell color with a U? At least not compared to Eden's scrutinizing gaze.
Shoot! He asked me something, didn't he?
The high schooler dressed like a wind-up doll hopped up at the end of the hall and began stumbling towards them.
Let's play! Let's play!
Nice.
Ew.
Eden stared at Tabby.
I mean, wow! I love it!
For Tabby could really sell her performance, the wind-up doll reached them, leering at Eden. When Eden smiled instead of screaming, the doll moved to let them pass, visibly annoyed.
Me too, doll. Me too.
They moved on to the next turn of the maze, home to a human-sized ventriloquist dummy carrying a smaller ventriloquist dummy. Puppet duo laughed with a wooden rattling sound that echoed between them.
You're really not scared?
I mean, maybe a little. You know when you spot something out of the corner of your eye in the bathroom mirror? It's kind of like that. But I said I'd take
Self-voicing
care of you,
enabled.
right?
But I said I'd take care of you. Self-voicing disabled.
I'm sorry. I meant to just press space button and I fat fingered it think V.
You know when you spot something out of the corner of your eye in the bathroom mirror? It's kind of like that. But I said I'd take care of you, right?
Tabby grimaced at him.
Hey, don't sweat it. Since you asked me to, I'm delivering. But only 'cause I want to. Besides, this stuff doesn't bug me too much compared to other spooks.
They rounded the corner, only to be met with shelves and shelves of doll heads turned purposely in their direction.
When I was little, my Nana made doll clothes for extra cash, so there were always old-timey dolls in the house that I wasn't allowed to touch. Just me and them, staring at each other, waiting to see who would move first.
So I personally hate with a passion, I hate dolls. They're creepy as hell. You know, I'm very superstitious as well with dolls because it's like, nah, man, nah.
Those were good times.
Eden inspected the doorway to the next part of the maze, which was framed by a literal arch of doll heads.
But you said you like dolls, right? So these don't scare you either?
Is that a trick question? Is he trying to catch me in a lie?
Abby shrugged as nonchalantly as she could.
I like them a normal amount.
Do you have a favorite type? You seem like you would enjoy something smiley. Like a little Harlequin doll. Or something like that.
A clown?
Hmm.
Is that the kind of energy I give off? Do I look like I tolerate clowns?
I don't know. Just thought it fit your vibes. You're pretty funny and lively when you want to be.
I think that's a stretch. Funny? Lively? Me? Why are you asking anyway?
Just something I was curious about. It's always cool to make stuff for people I like. So, is that a no on the cute little Harlequin?
They left the dolls behind and entered a room lined with funhouse mirrors.
I'm more of a skeleton person. You know what you're getting with a skeleton. No tricks you can't see coming.
Their reflections doubled and tripled, transformed and stretched. She frowned at her artificially tall form of Eden's warped round short one.
Just good bones, clean bones, safe bones.
Oh, right. You always were the Bones Girl.
For some reason, this acknowledgement didn't make Tabby any happier.
Gonna be real for a sec. I thought it was a joke at first.
What was?
Your name is Tabby Bones, and you love bones? That's like cartoon character behavior.
Her name is Tabitha Bones?
No way. Haven't heard that one before.
Like, I probably liked bones and skeletons a normal amount before, but...
Who's laughing now?
Eden rejected the advances of the circus clown who had been waiting for them to round the corner. The clown slunk back against the wall with a grumble.
Anyways, you were the Bone Queen before I even knew there were bones in my body.
Thanks?
Eden and Tabby passed through the rest of the circus-themed hallway and entered the heavy mist of the next room. They took in the pulling power of the ghosts swooping over the papier-mâché tombstones in silence.
You know, being haunted house buddies is fun. We should do it again. I'm glad we got to chat, honestly. Like, when was the last time we were even partnered up like this?
Tabby felt a suppressed memory rise up.
The zoo.
The zoo? Oh, wow, that takes me back. How did you even remember that? Wait, was that when I left you in the...
Tabby scowled into the strobe lights, knowing exactly what he was referring
The
to.
reptile house.
Oh, yeah. It was creepy in there. Hope I've made up for it now.
Are you going to lie and tell me the snakes are escaping and then run out screaming again?
Doesn't work that well with ghosts, I think.
Irritated that he was so nonchalant about it, Tabby probed deeper.
You remember what happened after?
No. I don't think anything happened.
Exactly. Even after I got lost and missed lunchtime, nobody came looking for me. Until it was time to leave.
Oh, I kind of remember that, I think.
I think?
It was a core memory for Tabby just to unlock the way in a box of Eden-related anger.
No one takes me seriously. I tried to tell them that you were pranking me, and then forgot about me in there. But I got in trouble for not finding a teacher earlier and wandering around by myself.
Oh. Damn.
Tabby waited for Eden to say something else, but he didn't. Rage bubbled up inside her and she pushed past him into the next room, glowering.
Ah, wait, Tabby!
Tabby stomped into the adjacent room. At the side of the cage, plastic skeletons lining the walls, she felt slightly calmer. She waited for someone to pop up. A high school scare actor waiting in the wings or something. But no one came except Eden. The sound of his shoes echoed in the large space.
Listen, Tabby.
Tabby ignored him. Instead, she focused on the distinctly familiar tingling sensation on her skin. Magician's magic.
Are we already at the center of the mansion?
To be honest, Tabby had forgotten about her mission in the heat of her emotions. Where was strength to keep you on track when you needed him? Did she not have strength with her? What is she gonna do? What? She could still feel the little guy in the pocket of her hoodie.
He doesn't have enough strength to break out of the tape, apparently.
Ah.
Tabs?
Well, he wouldn't approve of this anyway. He can keep napping a little longer.
Tabby? Hey, are you okay? You look worried.
Calem's instructions came to mind. She was supposed to break Eden down now, right? She was allowed to take him out. Good, he deserved it.
I'm fine. I don't need you to worry about me. It's none of your business.
If you're scared, that's okay. We're in this together, Tabs. I'm taking your concerns seriously, okay? Let's finish the rest together and get out of here.
Eden held his hand,
If you need it.
his hand out.
Friends don't leave friends hanging.
I don't try to get Tabby some fucking. Why the fuck did I say Addie? Now my brain just re-registered her name as Addie. Alright, cool, sick. Nice work there, brain. Hoping to get Tabby some little character development going on. Tabby stared at Eden's hand, not sure what to do with it. She shook her head and scowled.
I'm not going anywhere with you. Friends? Yeah, right.
Eden pulled his hand back to his side, looking hurt for a split second before laughing it off.
I get it. I know I'm not your favorite person, even if you ask me to be here. I can see why with the whole zoo situation. And the hair stuff. I have been thinking about it since we talked to Mr. Teacher on Monday. I'm sorry. I did a really stupid thing. Many stupid things. And didn't really take responsibility for it. I know saying sorry doesn't solve anything. But I do feel bad, okay? I forgot a lot of this stuff happened because, I don't know, we were kids. And I don't like to think about the bad stuff.
How lucky for him to be able to forget.
I know it's probably not fair to you. You're not the only one either. Even with Calem. We're best friends, but there's things I've blocked out. I'm so grateful he stuck with me in spite of everything that's happened between us. He's the coolest guy I know for bouncing back and being such a good friend.
Eggers.
I don't know. It gives me hope that we might be friends too someday, Tabs.
Excuse me?
Anyway, what I was trying to say was that your hair looks great now. You can't even tell anything happened to it.
Why? Why, Tabby? Why? Why? There's no point of being angry about that. He's being genuinely nice, and you just want to take it personal in a negative way. Tabby felt a wave of red-hot rage overtake her again.
No thanks to you. You know who did the crying and the brushing and the braiding to get to this point. Not you!
But I mean it. It looks really nice. You did a good job growing it out. I hope you get to forget about it soon so it doesn't bother you anymore.
What is wrong with you?
Huh?
First, you minimize something that really hurt me. Then, you tell me I should get over it because it's all sunshine and rainbows now.
Yeah, well, I can see that aspect.
You're a bullying jerk who laughs at other people's pain like we're the stupid ones for feeling bad. And you still think we'll be friends?
Ouch. Not pulling any punches today, Taps.
Do you hear yourself?
Oh, sorry, that's very Charlie Brown-esque.
A normal person would not be laughing right now. Stop acting like everything's gonna be okay all the time, you freak!
I know you're yelling, but it just feels like business as usual coming from you. It's nice and familiar, almost comforting.
Abby screamed with rage. This wasn't working. She was the one getting worked up, not Eden. Somewhere through the fog of frustration, Tabby managed to ground herself onto one plan of action. She needed to hit Eden where it really hurt. What am I fumbling my words for?
If I was Calem, I would hate your guts. Actually, I know he does. He hates you, 100%. He's probably scheming against you right now.
Eden shook his head.
Calem? There's no way. He's my best friend. He's always stood up for me. I trust him with my life.
Infuriatingly, Tabby could hear the smile in his voice. Luckily, she had proof that their relationship wasn't as rock solid as Eden believed.
I don't know what you did to Calem, but he definitely hasn't forgiven you for it. I know because he told me you were a menace. Me! A random stranger! He even said you're the kind of guy who kicks puppies when they're already down.
Eden stiffened.
Jackpot. Why would he say that if he's such a saint? If he's really forgiven you? Is that how friendships work? One person is an oblivious idiot, while the other one hates their guts? In fact... You're not too dense to notice. Calem talks about you like you're beneath him, to your face. He makes fun of your choices, your hair, your grades, your drawings.
Eden was silent.
Is he really your best friend if he's always putting you down?
Tabby racked her brain for more proof.
And actually... You heard him in the hallway, didn't you? I know you did. He said your prototypes were comically hideous failures. What makes you think he's not laughing at you behind your back about the one you're wearing?
Eden didn't meet Tabby's eyes.
Is that something you say about your best friend's hard work? Or is it what you say about someone you're just pretending to be friends with?
That's just... I'm sure it was a joke.
Eden's shoulder dropped slightly. Eden took a deep breath and shook his head, chuckling to himself.
Are you kidding me? There is no way Eden is this resilient. I saw the cracks.
I know you're just being grumpy, Tabs.
Just being grumpy? So what? Nothing I said mattered?
Bad-mouthing is part of your MO, Tabby. Maybe you haven't realized it, but...
You don't even know me. You don't know the first thing about me.
I know you're lashing out. You always do this, making things a bigger deal than they really are.
Maybe I wouldn't if someone didn't just laugh off real problems every time, instead of accepting that some things are actually bad.
Is it bad to be positive?
Yes, when you're like an ostrich in the sand. You're so selfish! Does it help anyone but you to pretend like you can't see what's happening?
Oh, and you're good at seeing what's really happening? All you do is cry to the adults when things don't go your way. You're always a victim.
I am a victim!
Not every time. You know, sometimes you hurt people too, Tabby.
Oh, sure. Which one of us is a literal bully?
You keep saying that like it's a fact, but you don't know me either. You don't know what I go through. What I'm thinking, why I'm like this.
Boo-hoo, the bully has a backstory. Tell that to someone who cares. Oh, wait. You're so insufferable, nobody wants to hear your sob stories. Especially not Calem.
Eden flinched. Tabby went in for the kill.
He hates you! He hates you, Eden! Calem, when are you gonna get in here?
Stop bringing Calem into it. He's got nothing to do with any of this.
An impossible wind picked up, carrying with it the sharp scent of burnt sugar. The faint candlelight in the room glowed a deep blue as a figure materialized at the center of the pentagram. Eden did a double take.
Calem?
He was dressed in an outfit Tabby had never seen before. A midnight blue ensemble with an imposing silhouette. He wasn't wearing his glasses, but Calem's frosted gaze swept across the room with startling clarity, combined with a magician.
What are you doing here? I thought you were sitting this one out. Unless... Did you get asked to be part of Madlock Mansion? That would be sick.
Calem stared imperiously at Eden.
Also, nice costume. Did you get it custom made? It looks so professional. You should have told me you were gonna wear something too. Maybe we could have matched.
Ask him, Eden. Ask him to tell you the truth.
Calem? Weird question, but, we're still... We are friends, right?
Friends?
Oh, that was give me chills. It's like Aizen. That was such an Aizen type of laugh.
Yeah, you and me. We're like best buds.
No. Did you think we were?
Eden stared at Calem first in confusion, then disbelief.
What?
Why would I be friends with someone I loathe?
Eden let out a panicked laugh.
Are you messing with me? That was a joke, right?
Calem rolled his
There's
eyes.
that suffocating positivity. Let me make it clear, because it's impossible to get anything through your thick skull. We were never friends, and we never will be. It feels so good to say at last.
Eden ran an agitated hand through his hair.
What are you talking about? I thought you always stuck up for me. I went to bat for you.
You owed it to me for being a thorn in my side for so long. Oh, how I've suffered.
Where is this coming from? Did I do something today or yesterday?
Do you really think hatred like this forms overnight? No, you've worn people down for years and years with your relentless, insufferable personality. How lucky, or rather, unlucky I am that you never saw through my act.
Calem took a step closer to Eden.
I've been waiting years for this moment. Finally! I can stop pretending to like being around you!
Eden trembled, his hands balling into fists as he attempted to remain calm.
So this whole time, I'm not a mind reader, Calem. If I was hurting you, if you hated me, why didn't you just say something? You can't just hide this stuff from me and expect me to know what's going on.
You have no one to blame but yourself for being disgustingly self-absorbed. Insensitive. Narcissistic.
Yeah! And I bet you would have forgotten even if he did tell you. Like you've conveniently forgotten everything else you've done.
Eden whirled towards her in distress.
How am I supposed to know what's going to hurt you for 10 plus years if you act like nothing's wrong? Maybe it was my bad to assume something that happened when we were kids wouldn't be important anymore. But as soon as you told me, I tried to be better. I'm trying to change. But you don't want change. Neither of you do. All you want is justification. A reason to feel righteous and lash out against anyone who irritates you. Neither of you care about anyone else, do you?
Scent magician's magic was cloying now. Even Tabby found it hard to think as she breathed it in.
What do I need to do now again? Oh, right.
Tabby rummaged through her pockets. Eden started to laugh. It was a broken, unhinged sound, a far cry from his usual carefree attitude.
Get out here!
She clawed at the layers of tape, waiting to hear the faint of jingling
Wake
bells.
up already!
The layer peeled away one by one, becoming impossibly small, and then nothing. Tabby's stomach dropped. Without Strength's power, she was in big trouble.
Did he escape, or...?
Tabby turned in horror towards Calem, who had his eyes trained on Eden.
You want to see self-absorbed. You want to see relentless. Let me make up for lost time.
As he spoke, Eden's goggles fogged up with pink and orange hues obscuring his eyes. Tabby's blood went cold as his hair floated into the air, moving like the tendrils of an open flame. Damn. Calem turned and ran before the transformation was even complete. He bolted through a well-hidden door. Eden followed, slamming right into the door, which had locked him behind Calem. Tabby glanced around the room in a blind panic.
There has to be another exit.
She felt an air shift before she heard him lunge. Tabby raised her arms to shield herself from the impending attack.
Wait, he doesn't even have real knives.
Tabby caught a glint of Eden's blade as they sliced through the air, now metal rather than plastic. She threw herself out of their path, rolling across the ground. The blades glowed as they sank into the floorboards where she had been standing.
Definitely not toys. Definitely not toys.
Tabby scrambled to her feet, rushing to keep her distance from Eden.
Calem? Calem!
Oh, he's not here, Tabs. He's always been a coward. You showed that to me. Do you really think he cares enough to stick around? If he can fake it with me for years and years, what makes you think he'd bother trying to save you?
As Eden approached, Tabby realized she only had one choice. Strength wasn't here, but she still had to do something. Tabby swung her fist towards Eden as hard as she could. Her knuckles smarted from the impact against Eden's surprisingly hard mask. Both the mask and its wearer seemed unaffected by the punch. Tabby darted backwards in fear. Then, not willing to wait for Eden's next move, she bolted back the way they came in. The dense mist in the adjacent room made it hard to see, but it was heavy enough to hide in. Narrowly avoiding a ghostly prop, Tabby dove behind a fake tombstone and made herself as small as possible. There was no sign of Eden's glowing costume or knives through the strobe lights. A cocktail of frustration and anger bubbled up past her fear and adrenaline.
Not again! Every time I want to do something, every time I try to do something about this guy, it goes wrong!
Tabby felt like she was being unfairly punished for trying to be proactive for once in her life. It was just one big cruel lesson from the universe, one big kick while she was already down.
I thought this would work, especially with teamwork.
Tabby's stomach sank as she thought about Calem.
There's no way he just left me here to fend for myself, right? He's just trying to survive, Crazy Dagger Murderer Eden. Maybe he'll even rescue.
Tabby couldn't finish that thought. The way he hadn't even looked at her.
What did I think was gonna happen?
Tabby put her head in her hands.
Did I think I had friends? Even strength has abandoned me.
Hot, angry tears rolled off her face.
I get it, okay? I suck so bad the universe wants me to die here. Will anyone even miss me?
She imagined her parents crying over her corpse, with her floating over them as a sad, dead specter. Her heart clenched.
They're family. They don't count. And no one else will because
The bubbling thought that she had been suppressing finally surfaced in her mind.
people were actually nice sometimes. And I
She pushed them away in each of those rare occasions. Even the not so rare interactions with Eden felt like a lost opportunity now.
it's just what I deserve for being a horrible, mean, awful.
Tabby tensed up, preparing to run, like bite a man if needed. Someone was coming. From where, she couldn't tell. Or perhaps they were already here.
to guide you on. Shut up! Do you want to get us killed?
Flecks of glittering fell from Love's hat as Tabby shook her for emphasis.
Yeah, well, unhap me at once, Tabitha! Only if you stop yelling.
Tabby used her arms to smear the tears off her face without letting go of the pixie, shaking Love again in the process.
Let me go!
Tabby released the pixie. With a huff, Fluff dusted off her frilly dress.
Regardless of your pity party, that's no way to treat a new friend. I'm here to guide you on your path to love, not violence. Of course, I don't mean romantic love. You must find that on your own, if you choose to seek it at all. I'm talking about self-love. You can only get along with others if you're at peace with yourself, Tabitha. To project light outwards, you must first seek it within yourself. Listen, that's real great and all.
Let's ask about strength.
Where's Strength? Have you seen him? Are you his replacement? Did the Pixie Agency fire him?
Love waved dismissively, causing sparkles to flare from her fingertips.
We have other things to worry about, I'm afraid. You seem to have gotten yourself into quite the pickle here. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Actually, you've been saying a lot of, woe is me, woe is me. No, I wasn't.
Tabby peeked out from behind a tombstone, still no sign of Eden.
You know what could bail me out of this awful situation? Self-affirming meditative exercises?
What?
What? No! I'm talking about that candy! The stuff that gives me the cool super strength! For shame, Tabitha! More reckless power is not the cure for this predicament. You're far too good for these power-grubbing schemes. I fear you've let yourself be swayed to the dark side with your unstable emotions and deep, self-inflicted loneliness. Perhaps if you confided in someone, your emotional burden would seem less insurmountable.
Love tapped her chin thoughtfully.
I've got it! What about that Eden boy? The one with whom you share so many interests. Eden? I can't! He's gonna kill me! I understand your apprehension, but he can't be that bad. No, you don't understand. He's literally a monster!
Love's right eye twitched and her smile became strained.
Must stop putting others down to raise yourself up.
Oh, this is funny, but I do miss strength. Where did my mouse go?
This stubbornness has gone on for long enough. Stubbornness? Stubbornness? You've been here for like 2 seconds. Tabitha. You don't know anything about what I am, or what he is, for that matter. Tabitha. He's a freak, love. Even when he's not like this. But right now, the only thing on his mind is cutting my head off and using it as a basketball. Tabitha! You listen to me, you little shit!
Damn.
You're never going to have any friends if you keep this up. And trust me, you need friends. Without a support system, you will remain sour and despicable until the end of time! Is that what you want, Tabitha? To never open yourself up to anything better in life? Because that's where you're headed!
In the silence that followed Love's outburst, Tabby's heart sank. She couldn't tell if it was because her patience was running out, or if the pixie had actually struck a nerve. Tabby cleared her thumb, pried Love's hands off her hoodie.
Well, you know what? I'm never gonna be able to fix it if I don't survive this!
Tabby grabbed Love and flipped her upside down, shaking the pixie with vigor. A round piece of candy fell out from Love's skirt and onto the ground. Before it disappeared into the mist, Tabby dove for the candy, tossing Love aside in the process. Sick. Animation transformation. I preferred strength to look better. Tabby didn't even bother examining her outfit. Based on past experience, she knew she looked ridiculous. Love, on the other hand, was mentally staring holes into Tabby's frilly lace.
What? 5-second rule. You toss me like a piece of trash! Shh. Excuse me? I can't hear anything over your voice, and we're being hunted by my lunatic class bully. It's a long story.
To Love's credit, the pixie fell silent.
I don't hear anything.
The swish of the ghosts passing in and out of the mist had long filtered out by Tabby's brain, but that noise was absent now. Unsettled, Tabby peered over the tombstone. No more ghosts, as if someone had cut them down. Tabby held her wand out like a sword as she took a careful step through the fog.
Nice costume.
Tabby leapt into the air as fabric brushed her back. She slashed through the mist with her wand, hoping it would miraculously connect with Eden's face. He stepped back, coolly, blade outstretched to intercept the swipe. She pulled her arm back, ready to strike again. Tabby felt Eden's knife slice into her arm, followed by a sharp pain. Blood dripped from the wound, warm, fresh, and suddenly too real.
Tabby! Are we okay?
Tabby didn't answer, focused on clutching her arm and applying pressure as she backed away. The blood just kept coming. That had never happened with strength before. Whatever Love's power was, even with this new magic coursing through her, Tabby felt scared, vulnerable, and worst of all, weak.
Tabitha! Tabitha, are you listening to me? Don't just stand there, we have to run! Run!
Tabby lurched into motion, dancing around until she was able to figure out the exact timing to duck under Eden's swipe. As miraculously sprinted past him without injury, Tabby's mind raced, juggling too many things at once. The pain in her arm, the shrill sound of Love screaming, the stress of having to find a way out. If there was an emergency exit around, they hadn't been clearly marked. That left only two places where she could hide: Funhouse and the Doll Hall. Both were staffed with scare actors who would inevitably get caught up in the chase. Should she race all the way to the doll howl and hope Eden will get caught up slashing other people? Or should she lure him to the funhouse mirror room, which would be less crowded? Funhouse. Let's not be assholes now. Tabby made a quick decision, aiming to sprint to the funhouse mirror room. As she raced down the adjacent hall, she spotted some other students coming up the path. There was also a clown waiting to scare them, his back turned to her as he hid behind a wall. Tabby's stomach clenched. She had chosen this route to avoid getting other people caught up in Eden's stabbing spree, hadn't she?
Run! Run!
The clown turned to see who was barreling through the house in the wrong direction.
Hey kid! You're going the wrong way.
Just run! He's gonna murder you!
The students and actors scattered in a panic. In their frantic confusion, some ran past Tabby directly into Eden's path. Tabby hoped that the screams that echoed around her were people being chased, not being slashed to ribbons. If only she understood what Love's power was, maybe she could have stood and defended them.
What am I supposed to do with your magic, Love? Oh, that's easy. Feel better for one. So nothing that'll help us survive? Serotonin production is an important part of survival.
Tabby groaned and ignored Love's lecture about stress responses. Luckily, having fused with strength twice before, she had some clues as to what to do next. Tabby held the wand aloft in front of her as she ran.
Okay, just gotta wave it around. Around, around. Come on, come on!
A soft pink light enveloped the end of the wand, glowed brighter and brighter, radiating warmth until... Phew! A beam shot off from her wand, quick as a bullet.
A laser gun? This is something something I can work with.
Tabby turned to see if Eden was still behind her. Not that she had wanted the other people in the hallway to distract them. But her stomach sank as she spotted him, hot on her trail, glowing ominously. Tabby waved the wand in his direction.
It's not a laser gun, and it is not to be used to attack people. I call it the love beam.
Said love beam flew off in a different direction than Tabby had intended.
Tell me you're joking. The love beam fills its targets with the power of love. A sense of inner warmth and appreciation not just for others, but also themselves.
Eden shattered the lights near him in one swift move, swinging his blades up through the bulbs. The light bulbs exploded into sparks and shards of glass. In the sudden shadow, he seemed to glow even more menacingly.
Warmth? Can it at least melt off faces? No! How is that helpful then? I might as well spit you back out and start throwing bricks or something.
Tabby tried to aim at Eden again. She felt the magic surge through the wand along with love's displeasure. Suddenly, her limbs tingled with pins and needles as they began to move without her input. The beam flew off in the wrong direction again. This time, it hit the unfortunate clown who hadn't quite made it out of the hall. They swiveled towards Tabby.
Who's laughing? I am, 'cause seeing you have a good time puts a real smile on my face.
What?
That outfit's looking real sharp, kid. Careful, you might cut someone on it.
She aimed the wand at the clown again, hoping another shot would cure them of whatever was happening. Tabby's arm moved on its own with enough force to spin her all the way around.
Ow! Stop that! You stop that! Have you learned nothing about my views on violence? For as long as I must inhabit this body, you will not go around trying to hurt people with our powers! I was gonna undo it, and those are your hang-ups, not mine. Let go of my arm!
Eden continued to make long, calm strides down the corridor. He slashed another set of lights and plunged more of the hallway into
We
darkness.
gotta go, now!
Tabby gained the upper hand against Love long enough to wave the clown away.
Shoo! Get out of here!
Oh yeah, anything you say, you inspire me.
What? The clown waved and jogged cheerfully behind a wall, presumably towards a hidden employee exit. Tabby rounded the corner and entered the next hall of the mirror maze. She was relieved to see it was as empty as she expected. Any students or actors that had passed through here must have kept running all the way to the entrance.
He's gonna be here any minute. Give me my arm back! Not until you promise you're not going to use it for evil.
In their continued fight for dominance, the wand fired off shot after shot. The blast ricocheted off the warped plexiglass until the air was filled with pink beams. Tabby dove to the ground to avoid the growing laser storm whizzing through the air. Even then, her hands were balling and unballing onto fists as Love tried to take over completely.
I can't crawl like this. Let the hollandaise go! You know my conditions. I'm gonna get chopped up into 1,000 little pieces because of you. I'm sure you'll find a different, non-violent solution to prevent that.
Eden appeared in the doorway, which was completely dark now. He paused as if to assess the sight before him. The endless beam of light in Tabby's arm moving like wild eel while she was frozen mid-crawl.
Chutes and ladders! I mean, shoelaces! Are you censoring me?
What? That's wild. I wouldn't be able to handle that at all. Eden rolled his shoulders as if limbering up before a workout. Then he took a careful step towards paring beams away with his knife. Sensing he would be on her in a second, Tabby jumped to her feet just to get hit squarely in the face by a beam.
Falafel! My eyes!
She scrambled backwards, half blinded by pink
I
spots.
tried to tell you to be careful.
Oh my god. Love relinquished control of Tabby's arm so she could clutch her face in
Careful
peace.
with what? Stray lasers from my own wand? What kind of shrimpy design? Oh wait, it's already clearing up.
And she blinked away tears. Tabby felt only a deep sense of disappointment.
That was like 2 seconds of light. It barely even warmed my face. I knew it was useless. Do I look like the kind of pixie who would go around giving children face-melting lasers? I told you, it's a tool to inspire confidence and camaraderie. I'm confident that I'm not feeling any camaraderie with anyone right now.
Tabby glanced around the room, keeping an eye out for both lasers and knives.
Where did he go? Don't ask me. I can't see any better than you, Tabitha.
Tabby swung her wand through the air preemptively. Eden burst out from the opposite doorway and ran at Tabby.
When did he get over there?
Springing into action out of instinctive self-defense, Tabby slammed him against the head with the pommel of the wand. Eden's mask was knocked askew. Tabby didn't wait for him to adjust it. She tackled him with all the force she could muster. Even at her small size and limited athletic ability, she still managed to knock him off balance. Eden staggered, tripping into the funhouse mirrors. They buckled from the force of his impact. Shards of glass rained down on both of them, scattered across the floor. With one arm still wrapped around Eden, Tabby grabbed a mirror fragment, desperately trying to gain some leverage in the fight. Unfortunately, Eden had recovered much quicker than Tabby, pushing her to the side and making her drop the sharpened glass. In a fit of desperation, she smashed the heavy end of her wand into Eden's wrist. Tabby winced, realizing she had definitely struck bone. Eden dropped in his track, clutching his hand. His breath sounded ragged beneath his mask, like he was gritting his teeth against the pain. Tabby ran for it, knowing instinctively that this was going to be the only moment to flee. She was so close to the exit, she just had to keep running until she was out of the mansion. Tabby burst into the entrance hall.
The glowing murderer is here!
I'm too young to die!
Aw.
I'm not. It's me, Tabby!
Tabby?
Why the Hellenistic age are you all here? I thought everyone else left. Hellenistic age? The doors are locked. We've tried everything.
Hellenistic
Even the windows
age?
are sealed shut.
That was part of Calem's doing. They had discussed making it impossible for Eden to leave. Tabby looked around at the sizable crowd of trapped students, and her stomach
One of the
flipped.
clowns told us someone was stabbing people and glowing.
Why is it just her arm? I just realized that. That is literally just the arm of the corpse person, and then the doll person.
Sorry. Continue.
Company policy states that we can't have our phones on us. Otherwise, we would have called the police.
Some people already left to try the alternative exits, but they haven't come back yet.
We banged on the door too, but none of the people outside even came to check.
Honestly, that door isn't even supposed to be closed.
Did you see the murderer? How did you escape?
I didn't. He's...
Spotted the glow out of the corner of her eye. Tabby leapt out of the way just as Eden's blades rolled through the doorway. There was nowhere else to run. This room was a dead end, and her dead end if she didn't find a new way to survive fast.
Love! Help! Love! We're gonna die! Love, tell me what to do! I've been saying it already. You have to open your heart to yourself first. What does that mean? Real
Eden batted the beam away, causing it to hit one of the classmates instead.
Oh, cool trick, Tabby! Do it again! Oh, you're so cool!
The other students looked horrified at the sudden, inexplicable outburst. Tabby fired off another shot, yet another deflected shot.
Whoa! You go, Tabby! You can do it!
Alright, what's with my fucked up reading, man? Why am I stumbling on my words, on my tongue? This clearly wasn't working.
Come on, love! What comes next? Exactly what they said. Repeat after me. I can do this. I can do this. You have to believe it. I can do this.
The next wing flew faster, but Eden still managed to dodge the laser. Jonathan, whom the beam hit, instead applauded. Eden's blade cut right into him.
Ouch!
Jonathan, move!
Whatever you say, Tabby, your opinion really matters to me.
Tabby tossed more props at Eden, which he slashed with ease.
All of you, keep away from the knives. You're so smart, Tabby. Why didn't I think of that? Next one. There are people that care about me and my worth. Remember, you have to mean it. That's too long.
Eden rushed at her. Tabby held the wand and fired blindly.
There are people that care about me and my worth. Remember, you have to mean it. That's right. We do care. We mean it.
The beam shot up twice as fast and appeared twice as wide.
I wish I could do that when I was your age. You're an inspiration.
What's wrong with all of you? Last one. I'm getting better and better each day. I've got this.
Eden slashed right into her good arm.
Ah!
Tabby lashed out right back at him, managing to punch him in the gut.
I've got this. Yeah, you do.
Show that creep what you're made of.
Go, Tabby. I know you can do it. Because I'm awesome.
Yeah!
You're the best. I am the best.
Tabby grabbed a broken board and smacked it down on Eden's head. Eden staggered back, more in surprise than pain. It took less than a second for him to recover, however, and he punched on Tabby, pinning her to the ground. Pounced. My bad. Pounced. Goddamn.
Leave Tabby alone. She doesn't deserve that. I don't deserve this.
She managed to wiggle one arm out from under his weight. Eden raised his
I
knife.
don't deserve this.
The knife sank into the ground and Tabby gasped.
It didn't work, but I felt it. Is this the end?
All remaining adrenaline drained out of her, replaced by a strong sense of regret.
Just when I was feeling proud of myself for once.
Eden's whole body shook with laughter.
Wow. Woo! Real cool moves, Tabby. I've always said you were super fun to be around.
The door to the haunted house smashed open, letting in a flood of blinding light. Firefighters and paramedics swarmed through the opening, followed by what looked like her entire 8th grade class. Tabby felt the magic leave her body before they got too close. Love clambered into Tabby's hood as soon as the transformation dissipated.
Oh my god! Eden! Tabby! Are you alright?
She was so brave. She saved us all.
We've gotta tell everybody.
It's that guy right there, officers.
Tabby was super cool. I wish you'd all been there to see it.
The police grabbed Eden, who didn't resist in the slightest.
He's got knives too.
The knives in question clattered to the ground as Eden was handcuffed. They were clearly just costume props. The police bagged the evidence up before allowing the paramedics to approach Eden and check for injuries. Oh, that was a lousy photo. Tabby couldn't believe it was all over. She sat in a state of shock, moving only to allow the paramedics access to her injuries. Tabby was vaguely registered the voice of someone asking her if she could walk. She stood in daze following the scare actors and other students out of the house.
Everybody, clap for Tabby! She saved us all!
It's true.
Still, it's just the arm.
She was amazing! Woohoo, Tabby!
Eden was pushed into an ambulance, still handcuffed.
Thanks for saving us. I don't know how you weren't scared.
It's because she's a tried and true hero.
The applause and cheers grew louder as the students surrounded her in a bubble of praise. Tabby felt the sound of warm her up from
Are
inside.
you hurt, Tabby? We don't want you to be hurt.
No, I mean, yes, but
Excuse me, medic! Tabby should be treated ASAP!
To be stabbed.
wait. Oh, maybe she's actually fine. I would totally believe it after her amazing fight. I bet Eden couldn't even scratch her.
Tabby looked down at her arms, hastily covered in gauze and
You're
tape.
right. She was just so cool. Thanks.
We should be thanking you.
Tabby smiled.
I'm glad no one else was badly hurt.
The applause grew even louder.
Gosh, that smile. She's so dashing, so kind.
Exactly!
Tabby's smile faltered as Calem emerged from the crowd.
Yes, imagine if that maniac had gotten out of the house. Tabby saved all of us!
Another cheer ran through the students.
But we can give her all the praise that she deserves later. She sacrificed a lot for us. So right now, as her friend, I'm asking you all to let her rest.
Calem's right. Give her some space.
Oh, yeah, Tabby, you rest up.
I'm going to call my mom and tell her you saved my life!
Tabby gave a low bow and everyone started cheering again. Where Tabby could be surrounded by more applauding students, Calem placed one firm hand on Tabby's elbow and led her forcibly over to a bench near the sidewalk. Still within the eye line of the other middle schoolers, Calem smiled guilelessly.
So, you survived.
Yeah, I did. No thanks to you.
Tabby took in his innocent expression and narrowed her eyes.
Did you expect me not to?
I expected some difficulty.
Yeah, well, if you expected so much. Why did you disappear as soon as the fight started? Where the hell did you go? Or was that your plan all along?
Calem continued to smile as if the expression had been plastered onto his face.
Magician had more difficulty controlling Eden than we anticipated. A simple malfunction, nothing more. I have no say in the matter. How magic manifests, how it mingles with man, that is out of my purview.
Everything inside Tabby was telling her this was a lie, also incredibly pretentious.
I don't buy it.
Calem's eyes flashed, his gaze hardening even as his smile widened.
You don't? I don't know what to tell you, Tabby. That's the only truth I have to offer.
Love emerged from Tabby's hood, peeking out at Calem from behind Tabby's thick braids.
Is this a friend of yours, Tabitha?
Tabby was slow to answer Love, turning the question over in her mind.
I don't know.
Tabby gave Calem a sharp look.
Friends don't leave friends hanging. I learned that recently. They step up and stand up for each other in the face of difficulty. But you disappeared on me. Atta girl! Tell them how you really feel!
Calem glanced at Love, who shrank back indistinctively. She reached down to pat Tabby's shoulder. Tabby felt herself her smile with sudden self-confidence. I'm just fumbling on my words, man. I'm not even at oh, like I'm trying to come up with a speech just, you know, out of my mind. It's just like, nah, bro. I'm just trying to read some lines and I'm fumbling it. I'm not a professional. Doesn't matter.
You know, if you're having trouble with Magician, I could take a look.
Calem raised an eyebrow.
Take a look how exactly?
I know I could make better use of Magician. Let me have him for a day to see if we're more compatible. And then if we are...
Calem crossed his arms.
Why would I do that? We would have swapped from the start if it was so simple to adjust to different pixie magic.
You never know until you try. You said it yourself. Magic is weird and unpredictable. Look what happened to Eden and Mr. Teacher. I'm the one with the more successful track record for pixie powers anyway.
Are you?
We both had 2 chances. You and Magician botched yours. I executed my parts perfectly. You can't fight the numbers.
Calem shrugged.
Maybe you would have even more problems. Trust me, Magician needs a careful guiding hand. And someone who can bounce back from the malfunctions.
He can speak for himself. Where is Magician anyway?
Of course, it's easy for you when all you're doing is destroying things. Have you done any work that needs a refined touch? A fine-tuned approach?
Tabby opened and closed her mouth, begrudgingly acknowledged his point.
Besides, I saw that you have a new pixie friend.
Calem turned his reptilian gaze towards Love, who huddled close to Tabby.
So quick to turn to the next. I feel ill at ease simply handing Magician over to you. Especially if you're replacing pixies left and right, like they're disposable tools. Unlike you, I value my relationship with Magician over the novelty of a shiny, new thing.
I haven't replaced anyone!
Well, in that case, have you considered giving me your excess pixies? Since they've given you such excellent results. A little charity for one in need.
Like he did something to strength. Tabby stood up, putting Love into her pocket. Love gave a small cry of protest, but didn't emerge again.
They're not excess anything!
Sit down, before someone decides something is wrong.
Tabby flopped back onto the bench with a huff.
They're not excess tools!
Oh? So this new one isn't a surplus to the first? Where is Strength anyway? I haven't seen him buzzing around you like an anxious bee.
Calem furrowed his brow and adjusted his glasses as if he was seriously contemplating Strength's absence. He quickly schooled his expression back to one of insufferable superiority. Let's accuse Calem. I feel like he did something. Tabby took in Calem's uninterested expression.
Maybe you took him.
Calem scoffed.
So you've lost him.
Or he was stolen.
Why would I take a pixie when I have one in my employ already?
Tabby narrowed her eyes at Calem.
You always have an answer ready for everything, huh? Well, answer this. If you think you're such a genius mastermind, how come you didn't have a backup plan for when Magician messed up and you let a killer on the loose? And if your plan was to have me and Strength take Eden down, why didn't you foresee that Strength might go missing?
You can't blame me for your mismanagement.
How could so many things go wrong if your plans were supposed to be foolproof? It's like they're actually full of holes or something. It's almost like you're not in control at all.
Calem's eyes flashed with undecipherable emotion.
I am in control.
Oh yeah?
I decide how to proceed.
Then I'll ask you again. If everything went according to your plans, why did it all miraculously fall apart? And what did you do with Strength?
Caleb's stare was icy, but he looked away
Who can
first.
say how a well-oiled machine will break if a rock is thrown into the gears? Can the rock really blame the machine for breaking? Perhaps you should think about your own responsibilities and how you might step up to meet the operation standards my plans require.
Tabby scowled, sensing that Caleb was going to keep dodging her questions.
Whatever. If I find out you've been hiding or hurting Strength,
I shall be sure to let him know you've had a change of heart and suddenly care about his well-being. If I see him.
What a shady character. What an Eisen character.
You're upset.
Did it need to be so destructive? The damage was far beyond what I intended.
And? What were your intentions if nobody saw him after all? If the scale was so small as to be undetectable?
I just mean that only Eden needed to get caught red-handed. I couldn't care less if he was flattened under a falling beam in the process. But a whole group of students were hurt. I didn't mean for chaos and devastation at that scale.
It was a necessary evil.
No. Caleb looked at magicians with equal part suspicion and supplication.
You keep saying that, but you won't explain further or tell me why we need to go this far. Tabby's endured our malfunctions twice in a row now, even if only the first was unintentional. And now we've resorted to underhanded poaching. Why did you act without consulting me? If you were going to kidnap...
Trust me, Calem. All of this is for your own good. The time will come when it will make sense.
I was wrong. The magician is Eisen, and he's just a puppet. Caleb opened his locker and reached inside. Two of them? A sleepy mint-colored pixie took a careful step forward, raising one shaking hand towards Caleb.
Calem, you're better than this.
Caleb didn't respond. The magician frowned as the boy remained frozen, hand hovering over his books. After a moment, Caleb stared down at both pixies inside the locker, clearly conflicted.
Calem. Who was destined for this but you? No one else will look out for your future. You must act decisively to secure the best path forward. That is the only way you will be happy, Calem.
Caleb clenched his jaw and grabbed his notebooks, shoving them into his bag emotionlessly.
Please!
The locker closed with a decisive and final bang. Oh, I finished it. I'm still gonna save it right there. Shit. You know, just shit. As a final reaction to that, it's just shit. Wasn't expecting that. I thought he was gonna be Eisen and he was gonna be the one doing experiments on his pixie in order to control him how he sees fit. But it's the other way around. That's interesting. Man, I really... I gotta stay a lookout for that part, for that Act 3. Oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Well, this is it of that. Thank you guys for watching, if anyone did watch, towards the end especially. And I don't really have much of anything else, to be honest. Just full of ums on this ending. I'll see you guys next time. Probably on something else, because I guess I'll just have to wait for Act 3 to come out for this, which I don't even know when. Thank you guys for watching. I don't think there's any need to edit any of this. Too many ums and stuttering on my fucking reading words. It's ugh. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys next time on a different thing, on something. Just end it.